Human performance technology and online education. Let's discuss how human performance technology addresses the performance gap to realize the education sector's performance goals. Integrating human performance technology and educational technology yields the development and mastery of skills about an individual or student by attempting to teach some non-teaching methods to improve the education system's performance. Online learning is a great platform for introducing educational technologies since the world has become digitally involved. Studies also continue to discover a potential education system that uses virtual reality, mixed reality, and augmented reality to deliver these teaching services to students. The goal of human performance technology is to provide a systematic approach towards improving the performance of an organization or a person. Various industries have adopted human performance technology and attempted to integrate it into their systems. The educational sector is one such industry. Human performance technology in education, much like in other sectors of an economy, addresses a performance gap to realize performance goals. This technology utilizes various principles to achieve a particular performance goal. What is human performance technology? Human performance technology focuses on people and is committed to helping people and organizations to become more productive, efficient, and ethical in their job performance. Human performance technology professionals can help identify flaws in skills, knowledge, and achievement in other performance areas. It is systemic, and based on data. Human performance technology associates a systemic approach as it functions with components such as analysis, design, implementation, and evaluation to improve accomplishments within an organization. Let's take a closer look at the definition of human performance technology in this flowchart. Starting with performance analysis. This is where we identify an organization's performance or their current performance and compare it to its future objectives. Moving to cause analysis, this is the why behind the performance analysis or the gap. Next, intervention. This offers possible solutions to the identified gap or problem. Implementation. These are the strategies needed to change the current performance. And in the process, we are evaluating with formative, during, which can be things like quick checks for teachers, summative, how effective is the intervention and the implementation, and confirmative, The long term. Let's watch a short video for clarification.
What is stands for Human Performance Technology. Businesses often rely on education to provide the background needed to perform this. Often provided for refreshing new tasks or to train the workforce for a specific job function. Sometimes, no matter what the training provided, the performance is suffering. When there is a gap between education, training, and performing the job, we turn to human performance technology to seek for answers. HPT analyzes the problem. What are the things missing in training, if there is any? What can be accomplished by additional training? Does the employee have everything they need to be successful in their job? And what is the missing element? These are just some of the questions HPT asks. We look at the problem holistically: the environment, the employee, the employer, and look for a solution that fixes that gap. The end goal is improved performance at work, to guarantee that the employee has the tools they need, the support they need, and the training that they need. HPT looks into solving these problems and improving work performance.
Human performance technology offers the possibility of solutions that can go beyond training and instruction and focus on instructional interventions as well as overall performance. We will look how to improve teacher performance using educational technology and how to improve student performance in regards to motivation and engagement. Interventions are a proposed or purposeful act intended to improve performance. Let's look at two different types. Teaching solutions, such as instructional interventions, are designed to provide workers with the knowledge and skills they will need to perform at a desired level. This includes classroom training, instructional videos, coaching, mentoring, and on-the-job training. Non-teaching solutions, or non-instructional interventions, are typically used when the cause of a performance problem is a lack of skills or knowledge, for example, motivation. These include organizational change, process redesign, performance appraisal, strategic planning, and workplace redesign. So what is the relationship between human performance technology and educational technology? Let's look at some definitions. Human performance technology and educational technology currently both identify as a method or a process. Similarities between the two point out the influence of systematic methods and the study of human learning. Human performance technology and educational technology. Let's compare. Human performance technology supports the entire educational organization, at the same time taking note of individual performance and learning. It offers a comprehensive implementation to increase performance, a holistic approach. Educational policies and solutions are part of implementation to address academic performance. Educational technology focuses on the resources that improve student learning, at the same time enhancing the educational system. The goal of educational technology strives to meet a set of knowledge and skills and improve curriculum or content. Educational technologies initiate new teaching programs and educational tools for the classroom, along with teaching services. Human performance technology and educational technology relationships continued. Non-teaching solutions allow for viable options to address the performance gap that is not knowledge or skill related. Other methods besides traditional interventions, such as education and training, need to be improved by improving teaching performance. This is linking instructional design and performance technology to produce a plan to make teaching activities more productive. Moreover, an electronic performance support system may be necessary. This system seeks to cater to every party individually in schools. A teaching support system for teachers might enable them to improve their quality of service delivery, ranging from teaching and imparting skills to their students. A great example of this educational technology would be Teach Live. This provides learners, or new teachers, with practical knowledge in real time. It is designed for pre-service teachers, but offers them a classroom virtually to practice instructional skills. We will look at a demo later in the presentation. With the onset of COVID-19 and the pandemic, the need for schools to maintain academic standards, curriculum requirements, and student and parent support during online distance learning increased tremendously. Like many schools globally, learning resources, technology tools, online support, and infrastructure had to be revamped to meet the demands of online learning during the pandemic. Often issues encountered with online learning during the pandemic included lack of technological knowledge, technological content knowledge, student motivation, and student access to internet and devices. Let's look at online learning in regards to HPT and educational technology. Online learning for this video will refer to the teacher-student interaction via the internet rather than face-to-face, also known as e-learning. Developing a superior online distance learning environment is key for closing any performance gap. The design is the main factor determining the outcome of online learning. We can do this by using human performance technology and its framework. The success proposes attributes to the learning environment: technical support, the design of the educational system, training, and assessment and evaluation. Online learning ensures the principles of a constructive approach by allowing the learner or the student to build new knowledge in a student-centered environment while accessing prior knowledge. With the pandemic still among us, learning systems need to be technologically inclined to facilitate learning even in these paralyzing situations. With the COVID-19 pandemic in full swing, nations resulted in full lockdowns, where only the necessary institutions operated. Therefore, teachers had to discover and recognize online platforms to deliver education to their students. The key to the success of these platforms was, and still is, the Human Performance Technology Framework. This offered a systematic approach by addressing online education as a whole and offering non-teaching methods as interventions. Therefore, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality and online learning are educational technologies related to online education. In this instance, we'll give examples with science in the K-12 curriculum that offer workable solutions to close performance gaps. Let's look at these educational technologies or interventions that possibly can be used. In this video, we will focus on virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality to offer solutions to close performance gaps. Virtual reality describes many varieties and modes of 3D avatar-based interactive experiences. It also provides learners with experiences that replicate realistic environments. Let's take a look at virtual reality as it pertains to online learning. Again, virtual reality does provide learners with an experience that can replicate real environments. but it also provides opportunities for inquiry-based learning. The virtual learning experience leads to an increase in joy and interest in a student's investigation of their academic pursuits. It also allows the teacher and student to be in the same learning environment. This can lead to a sense of community and belonging. There are three main categories to virtual reality. The first is the most advanced, using advanced hardware with all-inclusive hands and head tracking experiences. The second category is mobile virtual reality, which encapsulates powerful smartphones to operate very simple technology headsets. And finally, mass distributed virtuality. This operates on any smartphone using disposable headsets. Google Cardboard is an example. The overall goal of virtual reality is to achieve immersion, or a transition from the actual world to a virtual reality. Immersion is the involvement of one with the virtual environment, meaning that students lack the general senses of time and place in the real world. Virtual technology allows the learner to interact within a space to see many perspectives, and this can lead to an increase in retention and recall of information. Let's take a look at virtual reality and online learning when we use science as an example. Learning about science is particularly challenging, given that it sometimes takes students a long time to internalize and visualize some 2D concepts that are taught theoretically. For instance, food digestion and electromagnetism are some of the scientific concepts that students in the K-12 curriculum internalize using imagination, which often can be taxing for them. For such scientific processes, virtual reality and augmented reality animation of the processes comes in to help alleviate the difficulties children face in understanding certain science concepts. Now let's take a look at augmented reality as it applies to online education and a possible intervention to close performance gaps. Much like virtual reality, augmented reality combines and superimposes natural objects with information in the virtual world. Still, unlike virtual reality, augmented reality is not limited to the senses of sight and hearing, but also includes smell and touch. Augmented reality enhances students' learning by using technologies specialized for learners. An augmented reality tool also can motivate students to learn and communicate, and improving and developing their language skills. The cognitive load theory supports augmented reality because it enables students to have more visual and schematic sequence within their memories, making them better comprehend the relationship between information and reality. Let's take a look at our last educational technology as a possible intervention for closing performance gaps: mixed reality. These blends of virtual reality and augmented reality allow students to explore sciences, for example, without the physical implications of actual processes. For example, the revolution of the planets and sun is an example of such scientific concepts that present mixed reality, meaning a K-12 student doesn't have to go to space to understand how the solar system and planet works. The creation of mixed reality involves the use of authentic images and real-life sounds with the help of visualization for correspondent virtual sounds and images. Therefore, one can interact with virtual objects in the real world. Let's take a look at a mixed reality example in the educational sector. A notable example of a working mixed reality is Teach Live. This offers a simulated classroom technology. It offers the synchronous learning environment, and it uses mixed reality through puppetry, computations, professional actors, and artificial intelligence. The avatars can mimic a given student and enhance their learning abilities by showing teachers what to do or what not to do, or how to do it. The Teach Live technology is a mixed reality that focuses on teachers at a pre-service level, thereby readying them for an actual classroom context. example.
We can help teachers practice they get into the real and all with diverse learners and credentials for their teaching skills.
All right, so what is technology? Martin, can you tell me what technology is to you? What is technology?
TV.
TV is a great example of technology. Thank you, Martin. Bailey, what is technology?
Phones and computers.
Great.
And no real kids were harmed in the making of our teachers.
The aforementioned educational technologies serve as a critical purpose, especially when integrated with the educational sector and human performance technology. Despite a lot of improvements, a closer look into the three technologies, namely virtual technology, augmented reality, and mixed reality, do pose significant advantages and disadvantages to the general education system. Let's look at some notable advantages of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed realities in online education. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality technologies can offer a platform that the ordinary classroom cannot deliver. In other words, a trip to inaccessible locations. Technology is a great tool for learning, especially when it comes to schools and districts that cannot afford to travel. Students gain numerous experiences through the virtual repetition of scenarios that may be difficult to replicate in real life. Another advantage is technology can enhance distance learning, increasing motivation, engagement, and even attendance. Augmented reality explicitly enables students to interact with one another and their teacher, therefore being creative from all angles. For example, students will recall their interaction with space or the deep oceans, rather than just the terms used to describe such environments in a theoretical language. It also provides opportunities for students with disabilities to access learning materials. This is possible through the ability of augmented reality to relate the varying needs of different impaired students, from auditory needs to kinesthetic and tactile needs. Finally, these technologies help teachers improve their assessment of students and therefore improve their engagement. Disadvantages of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality technology in online learning. These technologies may not be new to the world, but they are new to the educational system to integrate HPT with educational technology. The idealities of using these technologies derive also from limited research and a tiny sample size that may not be entirely reliable. Additionally, any kind of technology is prone to technical issues, such as glitches, and with the constant advancement of these technologies, these flaws may happen at every stage. Repairing such issues may take time and hinder the education process. Another issue relating to virtual and augmented technology lies on the teacher side. Maneuvering through these technologies may prove difficult for some teachers. Also, the identification and designing of the most appropriate resource and activities pose the most significant challenge. Oftentimes, teachers focus on the technology and forget the content or curriculum. Therefore, a need to develop a curriculum tuned explicitly for virtual realities is needed to avert any risk of failure of an entire education system. Moreover, societal differences can immensely invalidate educational technologies. It is no surprise that technological advancements come at an extra cost. The developers of such virtual, mixed, or augmented realities base their prices on the sophistication level or complexity of the software and the income levels of their target audiences. Therefore, many may end up selling their technology to private schools that can afford them, leaving out schools of lower socioeconomic backgrounds. Let's recap HPT and educational technologies, particularly virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed realities. We can use an HPT framework to identify performance gaps. This could be a gap related to skill, knowledge, or environmental. We do an upfront analysis based on data. HPT's systematic approach will help close a performance gap, for example, of teachers' instructional performance. Or it could be student motivation and engagement. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed realities can offer intervention strategies to improve these performance gaps. Human performance technology affirms the value of performance within a system, and those factors may impact performance. It helps bridge the gap between performance and its goals overall. By using the systematic approach that HPT affords, online learning coupled with the integration of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality technologies can improve upon the stakeholder and a school's performance. Regarding online learning, the success of an education design depends on the learning environment, technical support, the educational system design, training, and course assessment. This need for the success of the online K-12 curriculum warrants the use of appropriate technology in learning, such as virtual reality, mixed reality, and augmented reality. Though a work in progress, integrating these realities into the education system has proven beneficial by motivating students to learn and enhancing engagement and understanding of concepts, while improving teacher instructional performance.